What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be playing some Temur Reclamation. 21 minus 4 is 17, so yeah, we have enough damage come next turn to actually kill him. I'm sorry, Zach. I'm sorry to do it to you. We have plenty of lands. We get Explosion for 2. We do get to draw 2 cards, but I think I'd rather just wait for some more spiciness. But first, I wanted to give some good news to everybody, or at least everybody that's been following and probably is excited about it. So War of the Spark, as we all know, is on the brink of coming out. I believe it's set to release early May or late April. Nonetheless, the pre-release event is set for the 22nd and 23rd, I believe. I'll have all the info on that down in the description below. However, I would like to say that Wizards has invited us, or me, to play in the early access event. So, first things first, thank you to Wizards of the Coast for giving me access to that. That is completely sponsored by them and given to me by them. It is only going to be a 24-hour access. Essentially how it'll work, for those of you that didn't see the Ravnica Allegiance early access, is that for 24 hours they'll give me an account and it'll have every card that's in standard, including the new War of the Spark cards, as well as enough gems to go through and play a couple sealed matches. And I think there's going to be sealed, best of one, and versus. So maybe we can talk to some other content creators. If y'all have any suggestions for any other content creators you'd like for me to try and challenge or direct challenge during the event that you know are doing the event, by all means let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, it's gonna be super fun. So we'll probably do, you know, a couple things of sealed and a couple things of best of ones. But yeah, I went ahead and requested the days off of work so that way I could have, you know, the full 24 hours. So what I'll probably do is wake up early in the morning and get it all started and then just play throughout the day. So there's going to be that. Also on Sunday, I'm going to be doing a live stream brewing some decks up with you, the viewers. So if you're interested in that, be sure to tune in Sunday, and I'll have more information on the times and all that coming out in a separate video. So enough of that whole mouthful. Let's get into the deck tech or the deck breakdown, and then we'll get right into our games. So, got to take a breather. I did decide for today's matches that we would play a deck that's not new. It's not necessarily innovative or janky in the sense that I normally play. However, it is still a very fun deck and a very interesting and a very different deck than what we're used to on the channel. So, and I know some people really enjoy these spell-based decks, and I do too myself. They give me a little bit of anxiety, as if you don't draw the cards you need, then it's really stressful, right? Because you don't have the most amount of creatures. I think we're only running 5 creatures. Yeah, 5 creatures total in the deck, so it's it can get stressful, but it is very fun to play when it does go off. So kicking us off, we have 2 copies of Shivan Fire, and I prefer these over Shocks. They come down at instant speed, just as Shocks do. Sure, it can only deal damage to creatures, but you have multiple other ways to deal damage to your opponent's face, like Expansion Explosion and Electrodominance, and Niv-Mizzet and Rekindling Phoenix. So you have plenty of ways to get in there with damage. However, running Shivan Fire over Shock gives you the kicker effect if need be, to where it can also deal 4 damage. So really good there. We are running 2 copies of Negate to counter some of our opponent's more annoying non-creature spells for very cheap. 3 copies of Radical Idea, as we're going to be wanting to draw cards. Also, Radical Idea plays excellent with Niv-Mizzet, so very cheap card draw. Just helps us get to where we want to be. Moving us down, we have 2 copies of Lava Coil for some removal on Drakes or Wild Growth Walker, excuse me, or Wild Growth Walkers that have been buffed by 1, or, you know, pretty much whatever 4 health creatures we can find. Then we do have 2 copies of Lightning Strike to deal either face damage or take out a creature. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to talk fast because I was in that whole, like, let's get out all this information zone. Oh, timeout. Okay, sorry about that. I forget every Wednesday morning at 11:30 approximately, our weather alert radio goes off with a little test. So It's just the thing that lets us know, you know, hey, there's going to be a bad storm, or there's a tornado watch, or any of that kind of stuff. But nonetheless, it's very loud, and so that was the siren thing that y'all may have heard in the background. Nonetheless, moving on from Lightning Strike, we have 4 copies of Growth Spiral. Draw a card, put a land on to the battlefield, so it does help us ramp as well as get some more card draw, which again is excellent for Niv. Instant speed, so you know what more could you ask for in a draw spell. Then we have 3 copies of Sinister Sabotage to either counter, you know, big creatures or big enchantments, whatever key cards our opponent is trying to play, or if they're trying to take down our Niv-Mizzet, you know, then we counter that. Moving us down, we have 2 copies of Fiery Cannonade. This is I feel like some pretty fair board removal. 2 damage to each non-pirate creature. Obviously you have to hope that you're not going up against a pirate deck. But 3 mana to deal 2 damage to each creature is not bad at all. And if you have Niv-Mizzet down, then obviously you're going to get 3 damage to 1 creature, and then, you know, so on and so forth for however many other spells you have. Then we have 2 copies of Chemister's Insight, so some more card draw. I'm sure y'all are sensing a theme here between the card draw and the damage, and that being all we pretty much run. But nonetheless, for 4 mana, we'll be able to draw 2 cards, and it does have the Jumpstart ability. So, moving us down, we have 3 copies of Rekindling Phoenix, and I've opted to put this card in the deck because of, like, we could be playing 3 more spells somewhere, right? We could be playing 2 more Lava Coils and another Lightning Strike, or, you know, any combination of that, but I feel like Rekindling Phoenix really helps keep this deck alive. It's really hard to remove Rekindling Phoenix, 1, because it essentially takes 2 forms of removal unless they have Lava Coil, which, you know, hopefully they don't. But nonetheless, further past that, Rekindling Phoenix is just a solid attacker, right? It's a 4/3 flying creature that can come back every turn with haste, even if your opponent kills it. So it's really, really solid, and it helps, like I said, get this deck to the 6 mana for the Niv-Mizzet, or to enough mana to where you can explosion your opponent's face. So Rekindling Phoenix, is it in the normal decks? I don't think so. I didn't really look up any Temur Reclamation before I built this deck. I just know that Temur Reclamation already exists, so I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to take claim to a deck that already exists. But this is my version of it. So 3 Rekindling Phoenix, I think they work well, and I would try it out. You know, for those of you that like Temur Reclamation, I mean, if you haven't used Rekindling Phoenix, throw it in there, give it a shot. Moving us down, we do have 3 copies of Wilderness Reclamation, which is kind of, you know, the whole workaround for the deck. We could be playing 4 copies. I mean, I don't really know what I would cut in place of it. Maybe I could cut an Electrodominance. Maybe 3 copies is a bit much. We do get to play it often. Growth Spiral is good. Yeah, see, here's the thing. I want to play everything. I guess we could always just go down to 23 lands. We'll see. We'll see if the edit is fine. But nonetheless, Wilderness Reclamation, play 3 or 4 copies. It is very important. Obviously, you want to draw it. Obviously, you want it down for your spells like Electrodominance and Expansion Explosion and Mass Manipulation. So, moving down from Wilderness Rec, we have 2 copies of Niv-Mizzet Parun. I hope that's how you pronounce that. Nonetheless, can't be countered. Flying, whenever you draw a card, you deal 1 damage to any target, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you draw a card. So it sort of has, you know, an effect that works on itself already built into it, and then obviously we have a whole bunch of instant and sorcery spells, so works out pretty well. Though most of you should know Niv-Mizzet by now. Moving us down, we have 3 copies of Electrodominance. Electrodominance deals X damage to any target, so you can also hit your opponent in the face with it, and then you may cast a card with converted mana cost X or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. So essentially, we could Electrodominance at the end of our opponent's turn, right, and deal it for 6 damage. And then we can throw down a free Niv-Mizzet right after, and then it's our turn, and then we have a Niv-Mizzet, all of our mana is back up, and hopefully we have a Wilderness down to where we can use all of our mana plus some. So Electrodominance, just excellent. I mean, you can deal 4 damage, get a Wilderness out, deal 4 damage, get a Rekindling Phoenix. You could deal 20 damage and then get anything you want out, right? So theoretically, I mean, you could cast Electrodominance and then cast an Explosion for a lot of mana, I think. I don't know if that works 100%. Y'all have to, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so pretty nice card. And for only 2 mana on top of its, you know, paying X cost, it's pretty cheap. Then we have 2 copies of Expansion Explosion. Card works great if you are either trying to expansion for very cheap and you can copy, I don't know, like a Growth Spiral if you're really hurting, or a Lava Coil if you really need to take out something. You know, anything like that, or maybe a Negate if they try to fight with you over something. You can copy your Negate. Nonetheless, most of the time you'll be using Explosion here. So, Explosion deals X damage to any target, and then target player draws X cards. So, theoretically, you can mill your opponent if they get that low. Though typically you'll be targeting yourself for the draw cards and targeting your opponent for the damage. So, there's that. And then we do have 1 copy of Mass Manipulation, the spicy gain control of X target creatures and or planeswalkers. Now it is very, very costly, but it is very, very fun to play, especially if we can get it off. So, and playing Wilderness Reclamation, even though it's a sorcery spell speed, it just means that we can spend all of our mana and not worry about, you know, like having to have any left over on our opponent's turn to answer whatever they may have. So, does it work with Wilderness? No, not yet. Not until we get the new land card. I think it's Emergency Zone or something like that. We still can't cast it at instant speed, but it is a nice sorcery nonetheless. And since we're trying to build up a whole lot of land and mana anyways, I felt like it was pretty nice into the deck. So that's going to do it for the deck tech or the deck breakdown, and now we're going to hop right into the games. Alrighty, here we are in game 1 up against Zach. Zach attack. Zach, I don't know. Well, not the best lands in the game, but we have the Wilderness, we have a Growth Spiral, so if we can draw some lands, we're doing good. We have the Expansion Explosion, some Shivan Fire, some early removal. I think I'm going to keep it, honestly. I wish this was like a Sulfur Falls. I'd feel a lot better, but, you know, you get what you get, and you don't complain a bit. So the saying goes. Waiting on Zach here to decide. There he goes. Alrighty, so we do go Stomping Ground first. I'm not too worried about getting the Shivan Fire out. Well, I guess we should really see what our opponent plays. If they're going mono red, it might be a good idea. Oh. Just as I get the words out of my mouth. Alright, so we did draw an island. That's excellent. That means we can Growth Spiral next turn, get some ramping going. If we can draw into another land, that'd be fantastic. That would be our Wilderness Reclamation. Goblin Instigator. Okay, well, they're playing Boros, so it's not mono red. That's excellent to know. Both of our Expansion Explosions in hand. Breeding Pool. Okay, we are going to throw down the mountain. This gives us the ability to Shivan Fire one of the goblins if we want to. I don't know if doing that is really where we want to be, though we don't have much other options. So maybe we do. We're going to pay 2 life. Yeah, let's go ahead. May seem like a bit of a waste of a Shivan Fire to kill a 1/1, but it is what it is, and we're about to be paying 2 life right here for the Wilderness Reclamation. So, but we have mana up for a Negate, mana up for a Lightning Strike, mana up for an Explosion. Well, not really. It'd be a 0 explosion, so it'd not be very explosive. We're not gonna Lightning Strike the little goblin. We might Lightning Strike the Vanguard. Vanguard is, ooh. Especially since we just drew out another card. Although we could just Explosion here, right? At the end of our turn for what? 4, 5? We could theoretically do it for 6 if we pay 2. But then what? We do it for 6 and we kill the Vanguard, or we do it for 6 and we hit him in the face? Or we do it for 4, hit him in the face, and Lightning Strike the Vanguard? Okay. Let's pay 2, and we are gonna do it for 4. Well, let's go to the end. So we do want to hit in turn, and then before this resolves, we want to tap red, blue, blue, red. and then red, resolve, blue. That gives us a 2 explosion. That gives us 3/4. Okay, so explosion, 4. Let's just hit him in the face with it, and let's draw the cards. Resolve. Another wilderness, some more lands. We do still have the lightning strike. And another wilderness, which is good. It means that that other explosion that we have down there is going to be fairly good. So let's go ahead and lightning strike the Vanguard. We know she's going to be healing them come combat phase, and we don't want that. So, and we have 2 copies of Lava Coil, which really isn't bad in this situation. Okay, so we have 3 red. Let's go ahead and make sure we have the 3 blue, so we can also cast down a Niv-Mizzet if we draw into it. I think we do go Wilderness here, and 1 copy of Lava Coil on the Monitor Dusk. And then with two Wilderness Rex, I think we might have enough to explosion them in the face come next turn. So we have what? 3, 6, 7 mana, right? Cost 4, so 7, 7, 7's 21. 21 minus 4's 17. So yeah, we have enough damage come next turn to actually kill him. I'm sorry, Zach. I'm sorry to do it to you. Hopefully they don't have any way to heal this turn. That would be unfortunate. But yeah, so y'all can see why this deck is kind of anxious to play, right? Like anxiety ridden to play. But that's only because you don't draw many creatures, and I don't know if that gives anyone else anxiety whenever your opponent just keeps playing creatures and you're like, oh, I literally have no answer. I mean, I could just keep shocking stuff down, but at some point you just start feeling like, oh, this is terrible. Okay, so they just played a Sunwing, so that is going to be GG right here. Oh, alright. Blue, red, red, blue, red, red. We're not going to be adding any green to the mix just because then it's so much harder to sit there and count. You only have 2 colors, it's a whole lot easier. Make things easy on yourself. Okay, so this should be 17 as I said. So that's 21. Ooh, no, not Fiery Cannonade. It's 21 minus 4, so 17. To the face, and sure, let's draw our deck. Woohoo! So, game 1 up against Zach. They did get mana screwed, I'd say. They had 3 mana there at the end, whereas we had 7. But there's no telling how many lands they were playing, so that could have been their own fault. Nonetheless, we'll go and hop into a game 2 here. Katie, gonna be our next opponent. Such a simple name. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can keep it. Y'all know I'd much rather keep a hand if I think that it can work, or if I think I can make it work, than Mulligan. I'm just not a huge fan of using the Mulligan. And I think if played correctly, this hand could very well work. So we are going to pay 2 here, and we're just going to go ahead and Shivan Fire and kill the Llanowar. If it's mono green Stompy, I do not want them ramping. So what do we want here? Sulfur Falls would be nice. Blue mana in general would be nice. Hey, asking you shall receive, as they say. So we'll kick it back to our opponent, build up our lands, get our draw on here and there. So at 4 lands, we can Electrodominance for 2 damage and then use Lava Coil if need be, but I don't think that's really the route we want to be going. Another Shivan Fire. I'm feeling okay, honestly. Well, it is Selesnya. Selesnya can put down a whole lot of units very easily, very quickly, so I have to be mindful. Oh, probably just Lava Coil that. I don't think we want to do Electrodominance into Lava Coil. That just seems like a bit of a waste. We don't have quite enough mana for a Shivan Fire yet, so yeah, let's just go ahead and Lava Coil. Still have the mana up for the Negate, still have mana up for a Shivan Fire come their turn. So, feeling alright. We'll just keep... Okay. Keep them down and out while we can. And our opponent seems to be getting mana screwed again. I'm not sure what's going on here. So, yeah, I guess we can just Shivan Fire them on our turn. Alrighty. I don't know if I said on our turn or on their turn, but I meant on their turn. For some reason I just got to thinking about like what I'd said there, and I was like, did I say our turn or their turn? I don't know. Beats me. Alright, what you got, Katie? Danitha. Okay. I see you. Could Electrodominance for 3, kill the Daybreak, and use Shivan to kill the Danitha. Kinda like that. Can I kick it for 0, or does the kicker still cost? I'm not sure. We don't need it here, so I'm not gonna test the waters with it. We have plenty of lands. We get Explosion for 2. We do get to draw 2 cards, but I think I'd rather just wait for some more spiciness. At least we've kept our opponent's creatures off the field for this long. Greenwood Sentinel, not the scariest creature in the world, so, and a Novice Knight. So they're probably playing auras, right? They have the Danitha, they have the Novice Knight. Another land. Okay, so we get Explosion for 3 now and take out the Novice Knight. We get Explosion for 2, kill the Greenwood, and draw 2 cards. I mean, that doesn't seem like the world's worst play, considering we're coming up with nothing but a whole lot of lands. Not that that's terrible, right? But I don't know why I hit it up to 5. That's certainly not going to be happening. Electrodominance and Radical Idea. Okay. Well, I would like to see a Wilderness Reclamation, but I'm not going to complain about the Electrodominance Radical Idea. A Niv-Mizzet would also be really dope, if at all possible. Colossal Majesty. And an Aura deck, that's interesting. They're really hoping that their opponent's not playing Enchantment Hate. Which has become a lot bigger thing since Ravnica Allegiance. So I don't think there's really a need to, well, yeah, let's go ahead and Radical Idea here. Okay. Well, we're not going to use it again. Not till their turn, at least. Wanted to Radical Idea just in case we drew into like a Wilderness Reclamation or something like that. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and cast Electrodominance for the 3 and kill their Novice Knight. And then we'll play a Radical Idea for free, I guess. Could have also just negated the Knight's Pledge, but you know. I'm trying to get that efficiency out. Wow, we have a whole lot of land. 3, 6. Okay, so we can Electrodominance and get out of Niv-Mizzet now if we get the opportunity. Also, I'm sorry about my constant coughs. Okay, so Atlanta War I'm not too scared about now. Unless they go to play an enchantment on it. So we'll just keep things as is. We only have 4 cards in hand, which means we can stockpile our we can stockpile our hand a little bit. If we ever get a Wilderness Reclamation, we got it, right? Almost. We almost got it. Okay, so we are going to negate the Path of Discovery, because Path of Discovery is really annoying. And then they're probably going to swing in with their Atlanta War. That's fine. We will, we'll take the 1 damage. And we're probably only going How many lands have I drawn in a row, actually? So yeah, I think at this point it's perfectly fine to Radical Idea and toss the land. And again, I'm going to do it on my main phase just in case we hit a Wilderness Rec. We don't hit a Rekindling Phoenix. Yeah, that's fine. We keep enough up for the Lightning Strike or the Negate, so that's perfectly fine. And now we at least have a win con on board, right? Rekindling Phoenix is a big boy, a big birdie. Demotion can't block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. Can't block. Do I really want to negate that? I mean, I guess. So what if they play something like very blocky come next turn, right? Pyromancer's Cage. Okay, well that works too. I guess we should have taken the demotion, huh? It is what it is. And there's a Sinister right after. I guess we're just waiting. That's fine. We're probably only going to be playing 2 matches in this video, as I had that huge intro with all the information and all that good stuff. I mean, I guess we'll just Lightning Strike the Llanowar, right? Knight's Pledge on Llanowar isn't really the spot you want to be in anyway, so I'll save you the time there. Hey, another Phoenix. That's always nice. Just when you think that you're down and out, Magic finds a way to bring you around. So it took them, what, four turns to get me down to 16? Maybe more than that. Wow, the land draws are just crazy. We're running 23, so you know what? Obviously removing that 1 land is not biting me in the ass. Not at all, actually. But yeah, we are going to only be playing 2 matches because I had that long intro with all the info. Which if you skipped all of it, you know, you might want to go back and check it out, as it is very interesting information. Fiery Cannonade, not oh come on, Katie. I didn't even get to play anything interesting against you. Well, I guess Temur Reclamation works as a kind of like a control deck as well, if you just keep removing your opponent's stuff and negating / Sinister Sabotaging or countering whatever spells you may want to use there. It works just as well. Nonetheless, this is going to be it for the video, and I'm going to do a quick outro thing, but I'm going to be trying to do the outro at the beginning of videos from now on, so that way I can just end the video right after the matches. So yeah. Like if you enjoyed the video, comment if you have any suggestions, or if you're excited about the War of the Spark pre-release event, because we do get to do that, which is super fun, super exciting. Comment down below, and then of course if you're new here, consider subscribing. We're almost at 800. I think we're at like 794, so getting so close to 1,000. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel thus far, and as always, I'll either see you all later tonight or tomorrow. Peace.